I'm Paul Hand, and welcome, badminton fans. It's that time of year again where the badminton merry-go-round descends on the arena Birmingham for the 110th edition of the HSBC BWF All England Open. Here's our tour calendar into the last leg of the trimmed European Tour, the Swiss Open, then down under to the Australasian swing, New Zealand first and then Sydney. Then the US Open, back to the Far East for the Midsummer Malaysian and Indonesian Open as well. Plenty going on throughout the calendar year for World Badminton. Welcome back to our continuing coverage. Here's what we have in store for you in today's order of play. First up, a men's singles second seed, CHOU Tien Chen, gets his first Court 1 showing. Today he takes on Japan's Kanta TSUNEYAMA. And then there should be plenty of fireworks in a second Anglo-Japanese mixed doubles clash for Marcus Ellis and Lauren Smith, sole surviving English team. They'll have their hands full with 2018 champions Watanabe and Higashino. Following that, twice beaten finalist here, Ratchanok Intanon. She takes on talented teen debutant left-hander from Japan, Aya Ohori. Our fourth offering, men's singles, former world #1 Victor Axelsen, last year's runner-up, keen to go one better. He takes on young, talented teen debutant Lakshya Sen from India. Then strong Korean duo of Kim and Kong as fifth seeds in women doubles. They'll get into a fourth meeting with Thai tandem Kitty Harrikun and Prajongjai. Expect plenty of entertaining rallies in that one. All that and a load more for your viewing pleasure on day 2 here in the Yonex All England Open. Wall-to-wall badminton. Today, 4 courts of action, 40 matches until 8 o'clock tonight, approximately. Myself, Paul Hand, and Morten Frost will be taking you through all the first 5 matches. And, well, there's the glinting trophy. The jewel in Badminton England's crown, led out by Volunteer of the Day, Chai Lei. Amongst the generous spoils up for grabs. Who'll be holding that one on Sunday evening after the thrilling climax of the finals? Our first matchup is a men's singles from the very top of the draw, featuring the top seed, world #2, CHOU Tien Chen, taking on Japanese Kanta TSUNEYAMA. 5 round of 16 events of rich quality. Who can safely navigate their way into a quarterfinal spot today? All will be revealed by 8 o'clock-ish this evening. 80 matches over 4 courts in this Yonex All England Open Badminton Bonanza.
Please welcome the #1 seed from Chinese Taipei, CHOU Tien Chen, and his opponent from Japan, Kanta TSUNEYAMA.
Led out by CHOU Tien Chen then, the world #2 and top seed in this event. Desperate for revenge, he lost, taking a wrong turn there already. Doesn't bode well, does it? Desperate for revenge. He lost to today's opponent around a month or so ago in Badminton Asian Team Championships. And, just an indication of how improved Kanta TSUNEYAMA is as Japanese #2. We caught a glimpse of his compatriot yesterday, Kenta Nishimoto, with a fine win himself over Unkalong of Hong Kong. CHOU leads the head-to-head 4-1, as you can see there on that graphic, but he lost the last one to TSUNEYAMA. So it could prove a bit of a tussle, this one. Let's listen into the point toss. CHOU Tien Chen will stay ends and probably lose his tracksuit top, I'd imagine. Pretty warm in the arena Birmingham today, I should say. 4 courts down 2. Was 5 yesterday, but and our focus, of course, the third one down from the left, which is Show Court 1 with all the cameras around it. But plenty of following across all 4 courts. As I say, 40 matches, slightly later start time today. Much welcome for these athletes. It's a grueling schedule they have. CHOU Tien Chen of Chinese Taipei up first here. 30 years old these days, the top seed. Off that career high ranking of 2 in the world. He's won 3 titles in the last 12 months. The Chinese Taipei Open, Thai Open, and Indonesian Open as well. That's who he beat yesterday, Mark Kallio of the Netherlands, in straight games, inside 40 minutes of action. So he's in form, but he's shown a lot of poise throughout the last year on tour. A very tough opponent. Played 6 matches this year, only won 2, lost 4. What of his opponent? 23 years old, 7 years junior to the man on the other side of that. 5'8" from Shiga Prefecture. World ranked 11th at the moment, has been one higher. That was in November 2019 and also just recently in February of 2020. He hit that big ranking door down as a top 10 player. 2 wins this year, 5 losses, having played 7 matches. Yesterday he had a win over Hyo Kwang-hee of Korea in a tight one. Hour and 6 minutes required for that one against the world number 32. But he survived, and that's all that matters at this stage. Winner of the Gwangju Korea Masters last year is Tsuneyama, the man in blue at the top of your picture, saying hello to our German umpire, Robertson. Service judge Simon Dart of England.
Ready to play?
Tsuneyama, not only the Korea Masters title last year, but twice semi-finalist, Thai Open and the New Zealand Open as well, and twice a quarter-finalist as well. So it's been a rich and fruitful 2019 for both. This will be their 6th meeting between the two. Paul Hand in the company, delighted to say viewers. Morten Frost again, he's back. Great to have you along again, Morten. What are your thoughts coming into this?
I think that both players have not had the best start to 2020, and it's actually very interesting to watch and see how this is panning out. And I think that CHOU Tien Chen, he's of course, as you said, ranked number 2 in the world, been number 2 in the world for 32 weeks, and top seed here. However, I think that since the World Championship in Basel last year in August, he has not performed that well. So I'm very keen to see how he's actually, whether he's improving again, getting ready for, let's say, the Olympics coming
On my
up.
right, Kanta TSUNEYAMA, Japan. And on my left, CHOU Tien Chen, Chinese Taipei. Kanta TSUNEYAMA to serve. Love all. Play.
Round of 16 men's singles clash, featuring top seed with his back to us, CHOU Tien Chen.
Service over. 1 love.
Business-like start from CHOU, having lost the last one just a month or so ago on the 14th of February. Badminton Asia Team Championships to today's opponent. Keen to get off to a good start.
Service over. 1-2.
But prior to that loss in February, there's been 4 back-to-back wins, tailing all the way back to 2017 for CHOU.
It's a very, very good start from CHOU Tien Chen. Very aggressive, and I think if he can keep up this aggressive style and not be frustrated by Tsuneyama, who is a very, very good retrieving player, a lot will be coming back. And can CHOU Tien Chen stay composed? I think he's standing a very good chance of winning this, because when it comes to it, Tsuneyama hasn't really got the attack that can damage the defense of CHOU Tien Chen. But twice now, tricking CHOU Tien Chen at the net there from Tsuneyama. Really well played. Waiting for the lift.
A pretty sprightly start, isn't it, from him, and very deceptive.
Yeah, look at that. Second time in just 6 rallies.
Service over, 4-3. Service over, 4-all.
Well, a blistering pace they've set from the off here, Morton. This is all action.
It is, but this is quite a big mistake by CHOU. He's in perfect balance and should have been able to avoid that error. And as I say, if CHOU Tien Chen just can keep it simple, safe and steady, I think he's standing very good chances of winning. TSUNEYAMA hasn't really got the attack to damage CHOU Tien Chen's defense, but he can drive his opponent absolutely crazy. Everything is coming back, and he's so energetic on court.
Quick to pounce there into the body of CHOU. Success on that one. For a man who plays very similar badminton to his countryman Nishimoto, who he brought you yesterday.
Yes, kind of similar style. And those two players, Nishimoto and TSUNEYAMA, those two players are fighting for the last spot at the Olympics. Because, of course, Kento Momota is qualified, but Japan can have one more in as long as the player is in the top 16 on the world ranking. At the moment, as you pointed out, TSUNEYAMA is number 11, and as I remember, Nishimoto is like 17 on the world ranking. So at the moment, it's TSUNEYAMA going to play the Olympics on behalf of Japan.
Well, it's been an encouraging five-match sort of battle between these two from Japanese fans' perspective. TSUNEYAMA's been getting better in the first three matches that they have played, dating all the way back to 2017. He was losing in straight games to CHOU then. On the Hong Kong Open of last year, he took a game and then beating him recently. Very encouraging for the Japanese. There we go, what a rally. Take that, says CHOU Tien Chen with a roar at the end of it. To really rub salt into the Japanese wound.
It is very seldom you see CHOU Tien Chen celebrating like this early in the match, but definitely something to celebrate. That was an awesome smash down the line.
Super deceptive. He liked it.
And we just saw a glimpse of Victoria Kao in the corner of CHOU Tien Chen, his physiotherapist. Always there, very supportive, very animated indeed.
Service over, 6-8.
He's a busy blur, this young Japanese, isn't he? Mosquito-like. He's just so lithe and quick around the court. No nonsense kill there.
7-8.
That's good pace from CHOU Tien Chen. Really, really good pace.
Over, 9,
Pushing up at the
7.
front of the court, completely controlling the rally. Look at how forward he's standing there on the court. Just adding on the pressure the whole time. That's good play. Good play from Tsuneyama. Good cross court, very steep.
8-9.
Not very often we see that from Tsuneyama. That's nice play.
And you've got to reckon, ranked 11 in the world, he's added to his game quite considerably. Good signs from Tsuneyama already here. This is very competitive against the top seed.
Yeah, it's third time he's playing at the All England, and last year he reached that quarter-final.
Service over, 10-8.
He is fired up today. He wants this badly.
It's good to see that CHOU Tien Chen is playing at such a high level from the very beginning of this opening game. Normally he can be quite laid back and take his time and work his way into it, but today he looks like it's business from a love-all play in the first game. He's actually playing his 9th All England, and he had his debut in 2012. As you pointed out, Paul, his best result was in the semi-final of 2017.
Well, there's a definite sense of urgency and purposeful on-court demeanour from the top seed here.
11-8.
World number 2 on a mission with his back to a serving with a 3-point cushion. 11-8. Just got that little bit more bite in attack as well, Morten, doesn't he? He's heavier build.
Yeah, he's heavier, he's more explosive, and as you say, his attack is a lot better. And that cross-court smash from the around-the-head situation have already been quite successful in this match. Out.
Only just.
Only just. There's a slight drift going from left to right.
Yeah, it was very apparent on this, wasn't it? I thought this was going to blow in.
Yes, chances, but it looked out and it is out. Ah, that's a lucky shot from CHOU.
13-9.
But it's interesting to see how Tsuneyama is really very often playing that spinning net shot back on a spinning net shot. And on many occasions, CHOU has been waiting for the lift, which is very cleverly played by Tsuneyama.
Service over.
Well, in attempting to muscle through, just over-pressing a little there, CHOU. He's walking a fine line, isn't he, of tempered aggression. Never easy.
This time it was CHOU attempting to play the spinning net shot on a net shot. However, he missed it, but look at how close Tsuneyama is at the net. Look how he's closing the net down. Yeah, waiting for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, the added pressure.
It is added pressure, exactly.
Some great saves, though, from CHOU. Making this an intriguing watch from the offing here. Such physicality from both. CHOU, that little bit more explosive, heavier legged and slightly more muscled. A little bit more zing to his attacks, but this man, Tsuneyama, asking a lot of questions, and his speed is otherworldly.
Once again playing that net shot from a very low position. Tsuneyama is pushed all over the place. Out.
Wow, it's world badminton at its very best. Brimming with quality here in Birmingham.
Service over.
We have the
14,
tweener from
11.
CHOU. And what a terrific turnaround. Right there, and that's where the momentum really shifted back in the favour of the world number 2. Every point's a national celebration, isn't it, for Victoria Cow? I love her. She's so passionate.
She is so animated. That's going wide. Well left there by
Service
Tsuneyama.
over. 12-14.
I think it's interesting that Tsuneyama is really challenging CHOU Tien Chen at the net, because it's one area of CHOU's game that's really good. It's his net play. So it's interesting that Tsuneyama is really taking it to the net and, you know, make the challenge, which I think is rather great.
Service over.
Well, it pains him to miss. You can see that. It was etched all over his face. Didn't miss by much. Well, actually, a fair way, to be honest.
That's way out.
That's a mile in badminton terms, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's out. Oh, he took it. Favourite smash from the forehand side, cross court.
Well, 2 floor saves from CHOU, but in the end, to no avail.
13-15.
Japanese coach loving the persistence and resilience of his charge. Sharing adventure here.
Very, very nicely played by Tsuneyama. Added on hard pressure.
CHOU, to the court, please. Kanta.
Well, just 15 minutes have unfolded, and tell you what, you can't take your eyes off it, can you, for a second? It's just so great to watch.
Quick towel, okay?
28 points played, just 2 points between them. The court attendance on. It's all drama here on Show Court 1 in the Arena Birmingham. And we've got so much more for you viewers today. 10 matches in all.
Play.
Tsuneyama putting up a real good scrap here against the top seed. A man who he beat himself just a month ago. Arrow-like in his flight path, straight down the line, that smash. Really well played. But an illustration, I think, of the quality of CHOU is the fact that he's already had a run of 4 consecutive points. Tsuneyama no more than runs of 2. Just been contained by the excellence of the world number 2.
Service over, 16-14. CHOU. CHOU. Service over, 15-16.
Totally unforced error there from CHOU.
He was almost a little greedy with that one.
Just wanted to play it too tight.
But still denying the Japanese opponent any more than runs of 2. Still yet to get a run of 3 consecutive points.
But it's a very, very close scoreline now. Anything can happen. Good pressure there from Tsuneyama to the backhand of CHOU. Trying to have a look at this, attacking clear. First to the forehand, then to the backhand. Look at how much under pressure CHOU is, and then, of course, completely missing it. The tactics of Tsuneyama is definitely working. He wants to extend the rallies for as long as possible.
Service over, 17-16.
Simply hates missing, unprovoked. CHOU with a 1-point advantage here as we head to the sharp end of the opening game.
Yeah, we have a challenge.
CHOU
First
Tien
challenge
Chen
of the match.
challenges called in.
He didn't seem to be in doubt at all.
Yeah, it was an immediate challenge from CHOU, wasn't it? The arm aloft very confidently. But has he seen this correctly?
Yeah. Not a lot of line calls were overturned yesterday, so let's see how it's going today.
Yeah, Japanese keen to see this one land. He does find the line, sublime.
Challenge unsuccessful.
The Japanese fans' perspective.
One challenge remaining. Service over.
Not for Chinese Taipei fans.
17-all.
Deadlock again. He's going to blink first as we head towards the crunch
Your turn.
in game 1.
Play.
Yeah, once again,
Service
Tsuneyama
over.
tried to
18.
sort of keep the initiative at the net and played it from a very low position here. Try to look at this one. But well spotted by CHOU. Closed the net down well.
Yeah, short lift away, got what it deserved.
Service over. 18-all.
Now, this is a very, very tense contest.
And if you got to make a guess against Tsuneyama, you know, when he's attacking, he will be attacking straight from the backhand situation, and he will be attacking cross from his forehand situation. So in terms of CHOU, he's got to cover his forehand as much as possible, especially if he's forced to guess. Choose sides.
Good lead, great spatial awareness from Tsuneyama, and he's still in this opening
18.
game, just nibbling away at the mind of CHOU. Driving the point so nicely from the front court, CHOU.
Service over.
Yeah, caught TSUNEYAMA at the backhand side, deep in the corner. Not this one, but the next one. That one here, hard to get out of trouble from Tsuneyama.
Deceptively brilliant from the top seed.
Play.
How quick was that? Panther-like all over the net.
Over. 20. Game point. 19.
Yeah, well deserved from Tsuneyama here. Played a very, very good first game so far. And yet again, look at that.
Game.
Well, how about that? We've been treated to some excellent badminton in that opening game, and well, it's won by Kanta TSUNEYAMA. Shocking the majority around here in Birmingham, that's for sure.
But look at this, from a very, very low position, just dribbling it over the tape.
TSUNEYAMA takes the opener then, 21 points to 19, 24 minutes of action.
リフトヘッドしたら、リフトヘッド空いてきたらさ、一歩前にプッシュにやってるからさ、そういうわけで後半は。序盤と違うじゃん。序盤はヘアピンなしで後ろにやったけど相手。後半はヘアピンなしで前にやってるからさ。そこまで自分に感じてそこ。そこ大事ですよ。で、何やったら戦ってきて。一番ダメなのはラウンドからクロスパスが一番良くない。ここね、ここ。前に返すか、はっきりハイクリアいくかどっちか。そう分けてほしい。
Part 1, 20 seconds. Part 1, 20 seconds.
Well, yesterday we saw the demise of 3 of the top 8 men's singles seeds out on day 1. Still 5 remain. But CHOU Tien Chen under siege here from a strong foray from Kanta TSUNEYAMA, who beat him a month or so ago. They're really riding that wave of momentum, the Japanese, right now. Morten, your thoughts? CHOU under pressure?
Definitely under pressure, but somehow I also have to mention that to me, CHOU Tien Chen is of course the master of 3 games. So often we see that he's playing 3 games, and so often we actually see he's coming through in 3 games. So I'm still not writing him off, that's for sure. And I think the way that he came into this match, he came in really fired up. So perhaps, you know, it would just take him a longer time to wear down Tsuneyama. But let's see. Tsuneyama played an excellent opening game.
Running repairs by the doc. Always called on for any blood wounds.
Let me just put a small tape.
But I think it will.
It will never
No,
last.
it will not stop you.
I just want to stop.
Stop the bleeding.
Stop bleeding.
Okay. Just wipe it and so the bleeding stops.
Some water.
Come on, leave it alone. This is my domain, suggests the doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Patel. It's been part of the All England for years and years and years. Very, very experienced.
Something to stem the bleed. A little bit of pressure as well.
I think I'm surprised that they're not adding on some tape to it. Maybe that's what CHOU Tien Chen didn't want.
Yeah, perhaps it's a little cumbersome on the knee, more than...
Thank you.
So, it's a must-win game for this man from Chinese Taipei. If he's to
Second game,
hang on to his title
love all,
bid here.
play. Service over, 1
Morten,
love.
do you think maybe, I mean, we hadn't seen him quite as vocal, he was roaring at every occasion, was CHOU. Do you think he was perhaps a little bit too over-pumped from the off?
We usually see CHOU do that,
Service
but
over.
it's normally when it's
1
like 16 all in the third and final game, and not from, let's say, love all first game. So it was a little bit surprising to me, so maybe he's just saving a little bit of energy. But he had a very good start, but very well played and counter-attacked by his opponent, Tsuneyama.
Yeah, it must be a little bit
Service
of a
over.
wounder for
2,
CHOU in that you know,
1.
he's played a decent opening game, but Tsuneyama just raised the bar exceptionally at the back end there. It's tough to press the reset button again mentally, but CHOU, I'm sure, will do that well.
It's out.
3, 1.
Keen tempo from the start of game two. He's all over this like a rash.
Service over, 2, 3.
And I guess one of the little sub-goals for the top seed, Morten, is to create as much breathing room as he can for himself at the early stage of game two here, right?
Of course, he's down one game and he needs to stamp his authority on it, and of course a good start will really help him a lot. But, you know, you can say the same for Tsuneyama. If he can create a good lead here now, he would just add on even more pressure on CHOU. So, you know, it goes two ways.
Sorry. Service over, 3, all.
He knows he was really lucky on that one.
Service over, 4, 3. Service over, 4-6.
Well, every player sometimes gets a little greedy, don't they, and go for the sort of showpiece finish. I think that's what happened there.
Service over.
And once again, we
7-4.
saw here Tsuneyama trying to play that net shot back to the net, but almost got away with it. And it's interesting, he knows that he's not going to lift too much, and he's really giving a good challenge at the net to
Service over.
CHOU.
5-7.
Well, hands down from the lines, judge.
Service over, 6-7.
No challenge from CHOU. Yep, it's well in.
Service over, 8-6.
Seems to be a very favourite shot from CHOU Tien Chen. That cross-court smash earned him a lot of points in this match already.
Service over, 7-8.
Still looking busy and threatening, Tsuneyama. Still carrying threat. Brings a lot to court. Very intimidating. Speed, particularly.
He's biting at your heels the whole time. He's a fantastic player, very, very energetic. See the smash down the line from his around the head situation. And one more time there.
He does that well, doesn't he? It's kind of like a signature strike.
It is from his backhand side straight down the line, and on his forehand side is the cross-court smash. That's the two attacking shots that he's favouring a lot.
Just when you thought that CHOU was going to break away a little in game 2, he's been pegged back again by a very competitive Japanese athlete. Has torn down the door of the top 10 back in November of last year. But struggling to stay inside. He's ranked at 11 in the world right now, the man in blue, Kanta TSUNEYAMA. But I tell you what, brings a lot to court. Won a couple of titles, one last year, did the Japanese, took out Lin Dan in the final of the Korea Masters Super 300, and in 2018 he won the Thailand Open as well, took down Tommy Sugiarto.
Service over, 9-all.
Well, this man has won 3 titles in the last year. More decorated, more experienced, but really having trouble with his opponent today.
That's out. Yeah, it's interesting, as Tsuneyama, he lost the first round of the Malaysian Masters, and then the following week at the Indonesian Masters, he lost the first round as well. Then went on to Thailand to play that Thailand Masters, where he lost the second round. So it's not been the best of starts for him here in 2020.
Now that is an illustration of what I came in thinking that this match would be like, Morton, that this man just would be, in the end, blowing holes through the Japanese. But that has been a rare sight today. There's not been that many of these kind of finishes, has there?
No, Tsuneyama's defense has really been holding up very nicely today.
Again, doing well, taking the net away and rushing CHOU. So, to the turn, it's this man, Kanta TSUNEYAMA, with 11-10 advantage.
唯一そのスマッシュ決められてますね。でも他のスマッシュほとんど決められてない。ここのクリアしてください。前に詰めてきた時にクリア。まだ前に詰めてきてない。一回前落とし。フォアからドロップ取ってみたいな。
Court 1, 20 seconds. CHOU, quickly.
Well, two Indonesian seeds of stature went out yesterday. Jonathan Christie, Anthony Ginting as well. So, you know,
11-10.
Indonesian challenge gone in men's singles really now. And what about this man from Chinese Taipei? Under siege here, really under a lot of pressure. Can he hold on and find a way and wriggle through?
Service over. 11.
Well, there's no lacking desire, judging from that reaction.
Yeah, Tsuneyama almost got his racket to that shot as well. Just shows how tricky it is for CHOU to score winners.
Do you think that TSUNEYAMA, like Nishimoto, must be massively buoyed and sort of encouraged by the plight of Kento Momota, who obviously can't play here through injury recovery, but it must be just so encouraging when your countryman is just ruling the roost, so to speak.
It is, of course, and they have a lot of good training camps back in Japan, and of course they get good opportunities to play against the very, very best in the world. So it's just lifting the whole momentum.
12-all.
Fine shot here from CHOU, finding a small hole on the court.
It's a good lift from Tsuneyama.
Well, it was almost the most sensational turnaround in the point, but not so. TSUNEYAMA, credit to him, keeping the pressure on the top seed throughout. Brilliant point from the Japanese.
It's a tough physical battle. That was a tough rally. High pace, very long. The longest rally, 35 shots.
CHOU, to the court, please.
Well, he's keeping the level up, isn't he, TSUNEYAMA? Many thought he might crumble at some stage against a man of such an accolade as CHOU. Not so. CHOU with plenty to ponder right now, trying desperately to find a solution in his mind.
Service over. 13-all.
Every unforced error he hits, and there's only been a handful of them, if that. It just pains him. Look at his face after this.
Yeah, but tight shots from CHOU, forcing the error.
Brilliant badminton again from Tsuneyama.
Service over.
The pressure
14,
continues.
13.
It will be very interesting to watch because on many occasions we've seen, as I said, CHOU Tien Chen, the master of 3 games, when it comes to, let's say, around 16 or 17 or suddenly he's able to produce really, really world-class quality. And then, you know, taking the game home and then take the last one and all that. But whether he can do that today, I'm actually very hesitant. I think Tsuneyama is playing well.
Yeah, me too. How much pressure can he sustain, CHOU, you know? A lot on his shoulders throughout. Pressure of expectation, great as well. Big top seed and all that. He liked that one, though.
And now the celebration is coming.
Chow. Chow. Chow.
I think it's the doctor. Maybe they're asking the doctor to come on court again.
Kanta has
Yeah, the doctor
it's
bleeding.
bleeding.
As the wound is reopened a little, he's just toweled off any surface blood, but wants the doctor. How tactical is this, Morton?
I don't think it's tactical. But I think this time they really have to tape it.
Yeah.
Dr. Patel suggesting, yeah, we should get something on it, really. Perhaps the player just doesn't like that sensation of
Exactly, that's what I
something
think. Yeah.
hampering his movement a little. Kind of told you so kind of moment, isn't it, from doctor to player? Now leave this to me, Sonny.
Yeah. I think you're right on that.
Stay there. Stretchy tape, I think he was saying. But I guess when you're running at such a rate, the blood's really pumping through those massively strong legs of CHOU. I'm surprised he called the doctor at that stage, Morton.
No, he was not. He didn't call the doctor. It was actually the umpire calling the doctor on his behalf. So that's why I say I don't think it's tactical at all.
Right, right. So almost 45 minutes have elapsed out here on Show Court 1 in the Arena Birmingham. And I tell you what, this is bubbling up nicely. Top seed under a lot of pressure.
And there's definitely a surprise, a sensation almost blurring in there, just on the other court in the mixed doubles, where Tabeling and Peak from the Netherlands is 16-11 up in the second game, now 17-11 against Seng Si Wei and Huang Ya-chong, the undisputed best mixed doubles player in the world. And the pair from the Netherlands has won the first game 22-20, 17-11 up now in the second.
Wow.
That will be a surprise, if any.
Brilliant with the cross smash from Tsuneyama. Found its mark.
16-15.
And it's now that the world #2 and top seed here at the far end really has to somehow elevate his game and find the highest gear. Barking himself on.
That's good play. Oh, that is bad luck for Tsuneyama.
Service over.
That was really well played once again. The net exchange, he's winning it. and tapping it at the net there, but it's going long on the back line. That one there, really well played otherwise.
Well, there was hesitancy there. Perhaps nerves jangling a little from CHOU.
16.
They've been level pegging these two from 8-all upwards. You know, 1 point here, 1 point there. So little between them. But TSUNEYAMA not cracking under pressure.
Service over. 17.
Squeal of delight there.
Yeah, that's what we normally see when it comes to this 16-all kind of situation. That's when CHOU is starting really to celebrate. Oh, once again, good shot from TSUNEYAMA.
Service over. 18, 17.
Just will not go away, much to the disdain of CHOU.
Okay, thank you guys. Service over. 18 all.
Every point earning generous celebration from whoever wins it. There's a desperation about it right now. So much at stake.
That is well left by
Isn't
CHOU.
it just?
That was
19,
well left. He knew it
18.
all the way. Look at the body language. He knew that he was going to leave this one.
Talk about self-trust.
Look at that, look at that, look at that. He knew. Look at how close it is at this stage in the match. Good play by TSUNEYAMA. 19-all.
Redeems himself immediately, doesn't he? And that's what the match has looked like throughout. Whenever he's faltered at all, he's come back with another strong point. Look at this. Backing himself again, CHOU with another excellent leave to the delight of Victoria Kjell.
Service over. 20. Game point 19.
So you called it, Mon. Here we are then with CHOU Tien Chen.
Yeah,
Top seed with a game point.
Yeah.
Service over.
Well, there was no call.
20.
He's found the line. No protest, no challenge from
No
CHOU.
challenge.
And that's
Yeah,
why.
yeah, it's way in. Took the chance on leaving that one. And we just mentioned about the mixed doubles, and the upset happened. Tavling and Peak beat Zheng Siwei and Huang Yachong in 2 straight games.
Wow. Who would have called that?
Yeah, that is a surprise. 20-all here in the men's singles.
becomes a
Service
lot.
over. 21.
It just becomes in
20.
your head like a mini war, doesn't it? You do whatever you can to somehow scrap through these kind of moments, and the top seed surviving at the moment in game 2. Can he cross the line? Hold on.
Oh,
Well, a little bit of luck.
Service
And
over.
a lucky one there for
should sign it.
Tsuneyama.
All.
Can you believe that?
bobbled over. Dead net cord. What timing.
CHOU really forcing Tsuneyama to lift a lot. Well played by Tsuneyama.
Oh, it's a brilliant point from the Japanese, imbued with self-discipline. The lifts were to the back line,
21.
just teasing out error from CHOU in the end, who'll be frustrated at this miss.
Yeah, it was a half chance.
Quickly.
CHOU went for it.
So after 54 minutes of lively, high-tempo action here in the Arena Birmingham on CHOU Court 1,
CHOU.
it's Kanta TSUNEYAMA, the world number 11, with a match point over the top seed.
Good play, good control by Tsuneyama. Smash down the line, favourite one. Oh, it's not coming over.
How did he survive that? Can barely believe it. He was on the floor two or three times throughout that rally. Talk about giving your very best.
Surviving this one, surviving that one, that was really well played. Well picked up by the cameraman here.
CHOU.
If that
Are you
cleared the
okay?
net, it was all over, but not so. These players live and die
Line
on
change.
millimeters, and he's still afloat. Jumping for joy.
Yeah.
A long, grueling, punishing rally again, and
Master 3 game still surviving.
yeah, well, he will be called Mr. Houdini if he comes through this.
Okay, CHOU.
He saved a match point.
Thank you.
Had a game point himself earlier in the game. No letdown at all from the Japanese.
Play.
They've both been quite brilliant. It's been very high-level badminton.
Use your feet.
Umpire just wants continuity. Use your feet, suggesting to CHOU, I'm not bringing the court attendant on. 22 all, we go on in game 2. What next? Who's going to blink first?
That's well left. Again, it takes courage to leave shots like that.
22.
Matches hinge on these kind of margins, don't they? What are you talking, 2 centimetres there?
Yeah, it's very little.
Second game point opportunity for CHOU Tien Chen.
That's high. That's very high. Good play by Tsuneyama once again.
Service over.
Using his
23
speed.
all.
Very, very quick to follow up on this one.
Yeah, given his court position, he was on the back line, wasn't he? Had to cover a lot of ground there, but standout athlete he is. They both are. High skill level with the cross smash.
Service over. 24-23.
So is it going to be third time lucky for CHOU Tien Chen? It just gets better and better, doesn't it?
24 all.
What a watch, what a match.
Good attacking skills here from Tsuneyama. Very accurate on the first one. Gives him a good opportunity to follow up.
Well, he saved 3 game points, the man on the right. He's had 1 match point opportunity himself. Deadlock again. Going to.
Service over. 25-24.
So do you think we get to sudden death? 29 all?
Possibly, at
Who
this
knows?
rate.
Yeah, who knows?
Into the second hour now. Fourth time of asking. CHOU Tien Chen is Mr. Houdini on Thursday here in the Arena Badminton.
Second game won by CHOU Tien Chen.
Survives
26,
a match point
24.
opportunity and
1
needed
game all.
4 game points himself. He's leveled this match. We go on show court 1 for another 1 game shootout. Don't go anywhere.
You okay? No problem. Let me do it up a little bit more because come down. You can talk to your coach.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, he's got an array of rackets courtside to grab quickly. But the weapon of choice in his hand, he heads into the start of game 3 in this really compelling watch. First match of the day.
Final game.
First round of 16 match.
Love all.
And singles on court 1.
Play. One.
Both men having to dig deep into the vault of self-belief. Bit of drift carrying that one from left to right.
Love. Service over. 1-2. Quickly. Kanta, quickly.
Morton, is there anything you anticipate on top of what we've already seen? Some magical moments already?
I think, as you said, you called CHOU Tien Chen Mr. Houdini. I think how he survived that match point against him, how the rally went on, I think that was really, really great by CHOU. He had to dig so deep. Normally, under normal circumstances, you would say, oh, being so close as Tsuneyama has been to win this match, maybe that will affect him here in the third game. But I don't think that will affect Tsuneyama at all. Every time we see him, he just carries on. He just do whatever it takes, whether he's been lucky, unlucky, whatever. He will always give his best. So I don't think there will be any change in the approach and attitude from the two players, which, you know, is giving us a fantastic match here.
I mean, the intensity, Morton, of this one out of the gates was standout, wasn't it? And they kept that up throughout. Normally, CHOU's so good at wearing down opponents, but the resilience and fitness of the Japanese is something else as well.
Yeah, it's a very, very physical game. Good pace, very high pace, good quality, long rallies.
Four, three.
Going in wide.
Service over. 4.
To me, I think the question mark is if or whether Tsuneyama can use that little bit extra speed that he's got in his legs to his advantage to really create that little gap it takes for him to win it, or whether CHOU Tien Chen, you know, can keep it going and exactly do what he's doing there, score some more winners. I think that's the two things against one another.
Yes, so
it's CHOU's attack against the speed of Tsuneyama.
Given all that we've seen and the man in white being Houdini-esque and all that, you sense that the Japanese has to get a significant lead to put him to bed, possibly in game 3.
Yeah, he's got to use his speed and his legs to his advantage. Oi, oi, oi.
It's wriggled over.
It did.
7-4.
Fortune favours the brave. This was perilously close. Let's see it again here. Oh, terrific slow motion camera. Look at this. Brilliant. Well, the run of points stops at 5
Service
for
over.
CHOU.
5-8.
Terrific momentum surge from the man in white, just spilling wide here. Drifter carrying it ever so slightly wide.
Service over. 9-5.
Any advantage for CHOU in this near end, Morton, in terms of drift and blow at all?
No, not really. I think that CHOU is playing extremely steady at the moment, not making a lot of mistakes and adding on good pressure, scoring points on his attack. And Tsuneyama really have to try to see if he can find some answers to it, really trying to push CHOU in terms of pace. But look at that, still very, very good attack here from CHOU Tien Chen.
Interval change ends.
So at the turn, the man from Chinese Taipei, top seed here, has a 6-point advantage, really looking up now. Momentum for him.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So both men resuming with CHOU with a 6-point lead here.
Good control by Tsuneyama, controlling the rally well here,
Service over.
gaining the point,
6,
and that's the way
11.
forward for him.
Do you sense, Morton, at all that he's had to red line throughout to stay with CHOU? CHOU's being a slightly stronger athlete, perhaps?
Yeah, but that's it. That's why I say Tsuneyama should use his speed and really add on the pressure on CHOU. And whether he can do it or not is obviously a question mark, but I think that's the way forward for him. That's a good smash. Right, so within the line there.
12-6.
Another precision strike by CHOU. Finds the sideline with the cross smash. Laser-like in its flight path.
Service over. 7-12.
I guess the question on many lips is, you know, is he sort of out of sight now, CHOU? As regards scoreline, yes, it's retrievable, but it's a tough ask for Tsuneyama.
It's a good gap in favour of CHOU. Very good gap. We have a challenge here.
Kanta
Called in.
TSUNEYAMA challenges, called in.
Well, no signs of fatigue from either of these two.
It's quite impressive.
It is. High level of workload. It's been really industrious from both. Brilliant contest to watch. A real treat, and of course, all of us lusting after more. Here comes the answer from Hawkeye. Let's have a look. No, it's in.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 13-7. Play.
Very commanding lead.
Service over. 8-13.
Well, he's won 9 out of the last 12 points, has CHOU. Really kept that level after that climatic finish to game 2, winning it on his 5th game point.
9-13.
Fighting back hard. The terrier like Tsuneyama chasing the scoreboard here with 3 points in a row.
But to keep the match alive, he really needed it. It's a good timing for Tsuneyama.
Gladiatorial with his tenacity, hasn't he, the man in blue, just doing what CHOU has had to do, fighting back.
Service over. 14-11.
It hurts, doesn't it? He knows there's not much wriggle room.
Once again, very, very good eyesight
15-11.
from CHOU. Of course, taking the advantage of the drift going that way, but still, it's a chance to take.
Straight smash from the top draw from CHOU.
16-11. Service over.
Slightly wide from CHOU.
16.
This in itself kind of giving a little lifeline to Tsuneyama, who'd be utterly relieved that that spilled wide. But still 4 points adrift, the Japanese.
it's out just wide of the sideline.
Service over.
And this gap of 5 points
17-12.
should, under normal circumstances, be enough for CHOU Tien Chen. Look at that. Look how close that is. That was a winner. Unfortunately for Tsuneyama, that was going out just by a fraction.
He must be thinking, what more do I have to do?
He's really severely under pressure now. Yeah, that's beautiful. Beautiful play from
Service
Tsuneyama.
over. 13-17.
Well, these two have treated us today with some blazing badminton out here on Show Court 1. Very rarely been a dull moment at all between the two. Look at this.
Yeah, Tsuneyama, I think, is a little bit too passive.
13.
He must try to take more control, initiative, and force the errors from CHOU Tien Chen. But he's playing too reactive at the moment.
Match point 13.
So after an hour and 20 minutes, match point for CHOU.
Game.
Weathered a torrid storm today. The master of 3 games does it again. He's been Houdini-esque. An extraordinary level tempo set from the offing by both athletes. But CHOU Tien Chen survives. What level of self-belief and trust he has in his game.
Won by CHOU Tien Chen.
He saved a match point and turned it around.
24, 21-13.
Coming through in 81 compelling minutes of brilliant badminton. 21-13 deciding game. Is it written in the stars this year? In the absence of Kento Momota, will this man go all the way? Who knows? Only time will tell, but that a compelling match. What a great win for CHOU Tien Chen. One of the first through to the quarterfinals here in Birmingham.